Bull ad, how many people can we get? It's no longer about that. It's about one individual who can have a voice and be just as influential. So when I sat down to launch the blog and I created a name, I had no idea it would be the right name, but it really was. It's about one voice, one individual being just as persuasive as anybody.
So when I think about this from a marketing and public relations perspective, and anybody who sort of knows me from past lives or whatever probably knows that I see public relations as the bedrock upon which any good marketing plan is built. I've said publicly that if I used to have a $300 million marketing budget, and if it ever went to $5, I'd give it to the PR company. That said,
and sometimes what the budgets are.
That's true. But that said, with everything that's going on right now from a PR perspective, it feels like it's the best of times and the worst of times. Because when I think about it, it's like, well, it's the best of times because lo and behold, there's all this new conversation. In some ways, it's sort of PR nirvana because there's all these people out there who have voices, who have opinions, and don't have editorial oversight. And oh, by the way, if you can get them to sort of write something that you're interested in or that delivers a message that is important to you, it gets out there, it has reach with some influential group of people, and you know what, it's probably guaranteed to happen. But it's the worst of times because PR and journalism traditionally have always had this sort of hacks versus flax mentality, and you knew how it worked. And so what does this mean for your industry, this sort of change?
I think what it means is that public relations has to mean literally what the words say, relating to the public. We've been trained for years in how to deal with media, how to interact, and you're right, there is this mating dance that goes on between the reporter and the PR person, and it's, you know, sometimes it's hot and cold, and it doesn't always go well, but you always had recourse in some way. If you had a bad interaction with a journalist, you could go higher up, or you could write a letter to the editor, or there was some way you could cut them off, which is not advisable practice, but a lot of, you know, we've seen some companies do that. Now it's totally different. Now it means the public relations professional needs to know how to interact with people as people. And a lot of PR people, when they go to interact with bloggers, are like, oh, great, you know, we have many more places to pitch our story. No. What you have is you have an audience of 37 million people who every single person is blogging for their own motivation. And you have to think about why is that person blogging, and how can I help him or her with their motivation. Some people want to be famous. Some people want to sell a book. Other people want to sell their company, you know, become, you know, get more customers. You know, people want to be the next American Idol, and you have Canadian Idol, and you have a lot of different motivations. And the minute you can think about, hey, how do I get this individual blogger? How do I help him or her succeed? And at the same time, help me succeed. You got a win-win, and that's a new mindset that requires a new set of skills that a lot of PR people don't have right now.
Do you think that clients get it?
I think they get it. The question is, are they ready to invest in it? Are they ready to invest in the conversation? And you know, I think that it might be a domino effect where we see one or two people in an industry and then many more. We saw that in tech. So we saw Microsoft and Cisco and then eventually IBM and so on. And the dominoes continue to fall. Not Cisco, sorry. With other industries, pharma, maybe not. I mean, it's a little slower because of regulation, and there's other ways of marketing that are working.